Welcome back to Deep Vision. Welcome to the place where we help men stop chasing people and start chasing greatness. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the new episodes every week. Today we're diving deep into the world of mental toughness. Now, this isn't your average feel-good topic. No, this is the kind of stuff that separates the boys from the men. We're talking about the strength in your mind, the resilience that keeps you going when life throws its hardest punches. And let me tell you, life will throw those punches. You'll lose people you never thought you would. Things you work hard for will slip through your fingers. Situations will come along that seem downright unfair. But how you react in those moments defines who you are. A real man doesn't run from those tough times. He stands firm, dusts himself off, and fights back. Mental toughness isn't just a buzzword. It's the fuel that powers your journey towards greatness. I remember growing up, my old man used to say, "Son, life ain't no walk in the park. You gotta be tough to make it." Back then I thought he was just being a typical old rough guy. Now I realize he was preparing me for the battles I'd face. Now these battles aren't always in the physical sense. They're mostly in your mind. Doubts, fears, distractions, they all become obstacles in your path to success. But the key to overcoming them lies within you, in your mental toughness. Think of mental toughness like a muscle. You don't see it unless you know where to look, but it's there nonetheless. It grows stronger with each challenge you face and each obstacle you overcome. It's what drives you to push beyond your limits, to keep going when everyone else has given up. But remember, just like a muscle, it needs to be trained. You have to put yourself in situations where you're forced to dig deep, to rely on that inner strength. And guess what? It's not always comfortable, but that's where the growth happens. That's where you become a force to be reckoned with. A real man isn't defined by his comfort zone. It's defined by how he handles the storms of life. When those storms come, and they will, do you retreat into a shell or do you stand tall and weather the chaos? That's the test. And the only way to pass is to start training your mental toughness today. Don't wait for life to deal you a full deck. The cards won't fall in your favor forever. Learn to play the hand you're dealt with the mental toughness of a champion. Now you might be thinking, why bother with all this talk of mental toughness? What's in it for me? Well, let me tell you, it's an investment that pays dividends beyond anything you can imagine. Here's the deal. Life is unpredictable. There will be times when things are smooth sailing, but there will also be times when the waters get rough. Mental toughness is your anchor in those stormy seas. It's what keeps you grounded when everything around you is going crazy. It's the difference between seeing a problem and running away from it or stepping up and solving it. When you're mentally tough, you're not afraid of failure. In fact, you see failure as a stepping stone, as a lesson, not as a stumbling block. You learn from it, adapt, and come back stronger. You become the kind of man who doesn't let setbacks define him. But here's the kicker. Mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's a skill set that you can learn, practice, and refine. Just like you wouldn't expect to lift heavy weights without working out, you can't expect to be mentally tough without putting in the effort, but the payoff is enormous. With mental toughness, you become the kind of man who doesn't just go with the flow. You're the one who shapes the flow. You become proactive instead of passive, confident instead of timid. You take charge of your life and make things happen. So if you're tired of being pushed around by life, if you're sick of feeling helpless in the face of adversity, it's time to take action. Start training your mental toughness today. Embrace challenges, learn from setbacks, and grow from every experience. Remember, life is a battle and you're entitled to win it. But to do that, you need to be strong not just in body but in mind as well. Now let's take a closer look at some practical ways you can start building your mental toughness. First off, self-awareness. This is like knowing your enemy before going into battle. You need to understand your strengths and weaknesses, your triggers and reactions. Only then can you develop strategies to overcome your limitations. This means taking the time to reflect on your experiences, to analyze your emotions, and to gain insight into your behavior. It's about asking yourself the tough questions like, what are my fears? What are my weaknesses? How do I react under pressure? Once you have a clear understanding of these things, you can start to work on them. Next, focus on your thoughts. Your thoughts are like seeds. They have the potential to grow into powerful actions or harmful habits. If you plant seeds of doubt and fear, you'll harvest weeds. But if you plant seeds of belief and resilience, you'll harvest strength. It's your choice. So be mindful of the thoughts you entertain. Challenge the negative ones and replace them with positive, empowering thoughts. Visualize yourself overcoming obstacles and achieving success. Create a mental landscape that nurtures toughness, not timidity. Let me drop some wisdom on you. One of the most effective ways to build mental toughness is to take cold showers. Now I know it sounds simple, but it's not easy. Stepping into a freezing cold shower every morning is a form of self-discipline. It trains your mind to confront discomfort head-on. As the cold water hits your skin, you'll feel a natural instinct to pull away, to seek comfort, but you resist that urge. You stay in the cold, and in doing so, you're strengthening your mental resolve. You're teaching your mind to push past the initial shock to find strength in adversity. It's a daily reminder that challenges are meant to be overcome. And guess what? It works. People who regularly take cold showers are better equipped to handle stress. They have a higher tolerance for discomfort, which translates into everyday life. So if you want to build your mental toughness, start with a cold shower. Face the discomfort head-on and watch as your mental fortitude grows with each icy plunge. Another powerful way to train your mental toughness is by exposing yourself to uncomfortable social situations. Step outside your comfort zone and engage in activities that challenge you socially. It could be joining a club, attending social events, or striking up conversations with strangers. These experiences, while daunting, are invaluable in developing your mental toughness. Why? Because social situations often present us with unexpected challenges. You might say something and realize it wasn't received well. Or you might have a differing opinion and need to articulate it. These moments, though uncomfortable, are opportunities in disguise. They allow you to practice active listening, empathy, and clear communication. Skills that are crucial not only in business but in life. By embracing social challenges, you learn to navigate the complexities of human interaction. You hone your ability to read a room, to connect with diverse personalities, and to manage challenging conversations. These skills are the threads that weave together your mental toughness. They turn you into a leader, someone who can rally others, mediate conflicts, and inspire teams. So step up to the plate, face those social challenges head-on, and watch as your mental toughness grows with each interaction. And finally, embrace challenges. This is a big one. Challenges aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones on your journey to greatness. When you face a challenge, don't back down. Instead, dig deep within yourself, find that inner strength, and tackle it head-on. Each challenge you conquer adds a layer of toughness to your mental armor. But remember, challenges aren't just external. They can be internal as well. It could be a personal fear or a limiting belief that's holding you back. The key is to identify these internal challenges and address them directly. Seek out practices like meditation or mindfulness to understand and overcome your inner demons. By embracing challenges, both internal and external, you transform them from obstacles into opportunities. You evolve into a man who's not afraid of the difficulties that life throws his way. Building mental toughness is an ongoing process. It's not a destination. As you climb the ladder of success, new challenges will arise, demanding a higher level of mental fortitude. Stay vigilant, stay adaptable, and never stop learning. Remember, the true test of mental toughness is not just in overcoming the obstacles in front of you, but in getting back up when you fall. So keep pushing, keep growing, and keep becoming the best version of yourself. And with that said, we've come to the end of another episode from Deep Vision. If you've made it this far, I thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, life is a battlefield, and the first battle is within your mind. Train your mental toughness, sharpen your focus, and embrace challenges as they come. You are capable of greatness. I believe in you. Now go out into the world and make me proud. Until next time, keep pushing, keep growing, and never ever quit.